Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of PTD6. So there's been an update to the game and the version 35 is finally live. And as you can see here from the picture, there will be two new maps added. One is going to be a beginner map called Middle of the Road. And then the other one is going to be instead an expert map called Dark Dungeons. That the base design has been designed by the community. So it's pretty nice for that reason. There is a new skin for Pat, which is gonna make it turn like a little dinosaur, which is again very cool. And then as always, trophies or items, quality of life improvements, and some balance changes. So I'm gonna first of all take a look at the new features. So let's take a look at Pat skin. That's the skin right there. It's gonna cost 2,500 monkey money, so in game. And you can see the different changes on the skin as you level up Pat. So I'm gonna actually see here a level 1 and 2 is gonna be just dark, then level 3 is gonna have the spikes are gonna turn like pretty much like Godzilla, I think, right? Blue. Then let's see, yeah, probably level 10 is gonna change. Yeah, level 10 it becomes like red, half still normal, like in half it looks like robot, right? Like kind of mechanic, like Mecha Godzilla. And then level 20, the last change probably when it becomes only mecha. So yeah, pretty nice concept of like making turning Pat as like Godzilla, and yeah. So that's one thing. Then let's look at the maps. So the first one is going to be Middle of the Road. As you can see here, it's a beginner map. So it should be pretty easy. I'm gonna just take a look at it to see how it goes. So let's take a look at obstacles first. So a lot of obstacles. All the houses are gonna be obstacles, and also these little things right there. Can we remove something? Let's try to click around. So there is a pool here, yeah, of water that can be used. And so far nothing seems to be able to be removed. But it could be like at level 40, when the mobs appear, that something might change. So just remember about that. And actually mobs might come even from another direction. Yeah, let's try to see here actually how the Bloons behave. They're gonna come from the top left path. They're gonna just follow the road. I'm gonna see if they're gonna turn right here. Okay, I see. So it's just one single path. So it's not like two different paths. And let's see now around 2 if the Bloons are gonna still come from the left side or if they're gonna come like from the right side. Yeah, still from the left side. So I guess maybe mobs are gonna behave differently. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like there could just be one path, and the Bloons are always gonna follow this pattern. And yeah, considering all the obstacles here, I would argue that probably either placing towers like here, close to the center, or here, right? And going for towers that can ignore obstacles, like for example the top path of the wizard, or I don't know, druids 030, aces, mortars, right? Anything that flies that can ignore obstacles could be good here. But even towers that can have limited attack, but placed like right here, right? So you can attack the beginning, you can attack all this side, and then again the center. So I'll argue that yeah, this area probably is going to be the best one. And yeah, there isn't a lot of room for like farms, so yeah, it might not be doable to place a lot of farms, but still it's pretty nice. So that's the beginner map. Let's take a look also at the expert one, Dark Dungeons. For this one you might need some requirements though to be able to unlock it and to play it. And again, let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's super complicated. There are many arrows. So I've seen the green arrows. I see one arrow right here, another one here, another one here, and another one there. So 4 total green arrows. Now it looks like every single path is gonna be different. So we're gonna have one path here, and this is the path. So the Bloons are gonna come from here, are gonna always follow this path, all right? Then we have another path right here, and then that's the exit, I presume. Then another one right here, exit, and then another one, and this one up here. So let's try to take a look here at the obstacles. Okay, so these walls here are always going to be obstacles. This bottom position is very bad because you have like a ton of obstacles. Is there somewhere where you can place towers like they can attack anywhere in the map? Let's see. I'm trying to find there some spots, but I guess there aren't any spots where you can attack like the entire map. So I either gonna have to focus on like either this left side where you can also focus the top side, right? This right side. So you have two paths here, and yeah, and then there is this middle one that hits like completely separated from the others, and then there is this right one. So yeah, it's pretty complicated. The fact that we can place towers like here between means that, again, towers like wizards here could be very good, because in that way you can like attack and focus like multiple paths. So maybe, I don't know, like a position like this, right? So you can attack this side and this side, even here. But it looks pretty complicated. I don't know, I'm gonna try to click around as well to see if there are some things that can be removed or can be solved. Yeah, I don't know. Well, there are actually some traps here. So wait a second, there was something there that came out from the ground. I don't know what I clicked, but yeah, there was something that came out from the ground right there. And also here there are more thorns. Right, so let's try to click play to see how it goes. So first balloon always comes from the bottom left. 2, 3. Oh, so this top path, there are no balloons coming. Okay. So yeah, all the balloons are going to be split in 3 paths. Then let's see round 2. Round 2 as well, no balloons coming from the top right. So it might be that only mob class balloons though are gonna follow this path. So that could be the answer as to why there are no balloons coming from this right side. So probably mob class balloons. So this path is very short, and as well, like you have a ton of obstacles and you can place stuff to attack like multiple paths, other than like here, or I don't know, again here, to attack these two sides. But you're gonna have to split your defenses pretty much, I guess. And yeah, unfortunately I haven't been in the map, so I don't know what happens around 40, but if you guys know, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it looks a pretty tough map to be honest. So yeah, it might require some thinking, you know, on how to approach it, and definitely also the hero to use, because I think the hero that can ignore obstacles probably is the best one here. It might be very superior to like any other heroes. But yeah, I don't know if Psy actually works. Maybe Psy could be a hero. But yeah, anyway, I'm gonna jump now to the balance changes. Okay, here we go. So we actually have the patch notes, and I'm gonna give you guys an overall overview of the patch notes, especially the balance changes, because the other bug fixes and all the other changes like are not really that important in my opinion. And yeah, Dark Monkey, the Ultra Juggernaut now deals more damage to ceramics, and the projectile also deals bonus damage to labyrinths. And as well, very cool, you can see that now the ability Super Monkey Fan Club, you can use it simultaneously, and is no longer limited to 10. So you can convert like 10, 15, 20, 30 Dark Monkeys, depending on how many you have placed. And so you can have a lot more Super Monkeys on with the ability active. So it's very cool. For the bomb, less pierce, unfortunately, from the second cluster. You can see half pierce. But now it deals 1 more damage to 45 balloons, and Bob Blitz actually 5 more damage to 45 balloons. For the Glue Gunner as well, a lot of changes. This is the tower that I really want to see and test, because now the Balloon Solver, you can see that when you destroy a balloon, now you're gonna drop this puddle of acid on the track that can affect 1 balloon only, and it's gonna deal 20 damage. So I think applies both to normal Bloons and to more class Bloons as well. And now on the middle path, you can see less price for the second upgrade, less price for the third upgrade, less price for the fourth upgrade, and the ability is going to last longer. So Gluestone lasts a bit longer. Secret Glue though has been increased the price, and now you can see the Relentless Glue no longer drops the puddles on the track. So that has been removed from the fourth upgrade and has been applied to the Bloon Solver. But now both the fourth upgrade and the fifth upgrade are going to have a stun every time you pop a glued layer. See? Now with the fourth upgrade, you're going to stun normal Bloons, so non-Moab Bloons. And the area is pretty small. You can see it has 3 piers, so you can stun up to 3 Bloons, and with a 12 radius. Duration 0.5, so that's the duration of the stun. With the Super Glue, you can stun any Bloons, so any Bloons or map class Bloons in, once again, the area, a maximum of 3 for a radius of 12 or always 5 seconds duration. So if we go back to the game, and I'm gonna just show here sandbox. Now pretty much what this means is that the Bloon Solver, you're gonna have the additional splat after you glue the Bloons. So the Bloons are gonna be glued. Once you destroy them, see, you're gonna have the puddle. It's gonna stay on the ground for like, I don't know, 5 seconds, and then they're gonna disappear. So in case you have many Bloons at once, you can do that additional little bit of damage. It's not really that much if you read the patch notes, but again, it's gonna be a little bit more. And now on the bottom path, there is this stun on the glue Bloons. So pretty much that means that if you glue, I don't know, like here a ceramic, right? And then you pop it, there will be this little explosion around which you're gonna be able to stun up to 3 Bloons. So that's how it works. And you can see this it's pretty nice. With the 5th upgrade, you can also affect map class Bloons. So it's not gonna be just the damage on map class Bloons and the increase slow, but also the little bit of stun. So if we try here and move up, right? Again, glue and then pop in them, you can see the little stun. So that's why the Bloons like can move. And because you can proc multiple stuns, right? As every Bloon that you pop, you can proc the little radius. When the Bloons are very close to one another, that's very nice because you can see the Bloons like literally can't move. So yeah, it's just very nice. Now because of this change, actually now it might be best to go like Relentless Glue or maybe Super Glue and go for the Glue Soak. So in that way, every single layer is gonna be glued, and so you can proc the stun every time you destroy one layer. So it could be one way to use the glue, especially the glue gun, especially if you go for the Super Glue and you want to glue like map class Bloons and you have enough attack speed like to glue all the Bloons. You just need to glue them once, right? And then it soaks through all the Bloons. So it could be I don't know, a different crash path that could be used. The only problem is that there are multiple Bloons, right? Because you can only affect, you can only glue 1 or 2 at once. So it could be good for map class Bloons, but not so good for ceramics. So I don't know, maybe that's why still like the middle path, because you can glue multiple Bloons, right? It might be still the best one. But yeah, it could be, we could try to see which crash path works best. And now moving on to the, continuing with the patch notes. Sniper, once again, buffs to the, nerfs to the cost of main mob. And a cripple mob though is less expensive. So that's just it. Unfortunately, still some nerfs to the bouncy bullets, less pierce. And the pierce though for the 4th upgrade is gonna stay the same. And then 4th upgrade is gonna do more damage to mob class Bloons. And yeah, that's just it. 5th upgrade for the sub in the middle path, you can see that the main ballistic attack is gonna have more splash radius, so you can affect the Bloons in a larger area. Now for the Buccaneer, there is the first Paragon synergy. You can see that now the Paragon from the Buccaneer can actually increase the Paragon attack speed of the Ace. So you can still have the benefit for both Paragons. So it's going to be the first thing, the first time that it's added. For the Ace though, the Paragon, now it's even more expensive. So yeah, For the heli, some changes here, actually some buffs, pretty much almost, to the Comanche defense, especially to the Comanche commander. You can see here more dart damage, missile mob damage, mini missile damage, and mini missile mob damage. So yeah, a lot of damage bonus. Dantry Gunner, some just nerfs to the Pierce, the bottom upgrade. The 4th upgrade, once again, it's now cheaper, but the 5th upgrade is more expensive. So just a change on the distribution of the cost. For the Wizard, they have actually buffed the damage against all Bloons, so even non-mob Bloons, and they have reduced by 1 the bonus damage to mobs. So the actual damage now to mobs is still the same as before, but now we do more damage to like ceramics and lower. So that's just it. Now Dragon's Breath Flame Attack matches the tower range, and there is more range now for from the bottom upgrade. And finally, this is something very good that they finally have created, and now we can select a spawn point for the zombie Bloons, and therefore we can decide where the zombies will be spawning. And yeah, that can really increase a lot more the actual damage you can do to the Bloons, especially when you're playing in maps that have multiple paths. And so sometimes the zombie Bloons were spawning and like we're literally not doing any damage at all because of just the bad targeting. So yeah, now that we can decide, it's gonna be a lot better. Super Monkey, some buff to the base attack speed. Now it's higher. Robot Monkey is less expensive. And now some changes as well to the ability damage. You can see that now it deals double damage. It can crit every like 2 or 3 times I use it. It's gonna crit. Now the crit deals more damage. And now the Pierce has been capped to 2000. So you can affect a maximum of 2000 Bloons in range of the Super Monkey. Some extra buffs to the Sabo, buff to Shinobis. You can see here, even more range now and more mob damage from just the Shinobis, right? So it's just a Shinobi buff when you use the ability. Alchemist, some range increase for the Permabrew, which is interesting, and as well a transformation for the Alchemist deals more damage. Druid now, Spirit of the Forest, deals less damage with the base attack, so with the Thorns, but you do more damage with the Brambles. You can see that the refresh rate has been increased by 3 times. That's a lot. And the lifespan also has been increased. It's doubled. And the closest track ring, so the closest spikes to where you place the Spirit of the Forest, deals even more damage to the mobs and the ceramics. Banana Farm, finally, after like 10 patches, they have fixed the bank, and now bank is going to be able to increase its generation if you have external buffs, for example like a village. So finally now we're gonna be able to generate more income with the banks once again, and so to get more like to get close faster to the actual cap. So yeah, finally, you know. And some changes here to the MIF loan. You can see it's gonna grant less cash, and also the Monkey Knowledge Point is gonna grant less cash. And the Wall Street range has been increased, so now you can collect your bananas from like a larger area. Spike Factory, once again, a lot of buffs to the top upgrade. More explosion radius. This more explosion radius is even less expensive, but still very expensive. Damage over time, the ceramic bonus, mini explosion bonus, the big explosion bonus, like a ton of buffs here. They really are pushing us to use this upgrade. And as well some buffs to the Carpet Spikes, which is gonna now do more damage with the basic attack, with the passive ability, and with the actual ability on mobs. So you do one more layer of damage with each of the 3. So that's nice. Cola Arms now, it's a global, so it's not gonna influence just the towers in range, but all the towers in the map. So again, that's very nice. Engineer, 501 Sentry Champion turret, has just more Pierce, and Ultra Boost is less expensive. And then coming to the heroes, Gwen is going to be less expensive, so the base cost is less, which is super cool. We can afford to place her sooner. Churchill has less spears at level 1. Pat has the less spears with the slap, so with the knockback on the Bloons. You can see a level 5 and a level 15 is going to be less. I think it's like a 20% less. And then Brickle instead, she's going to be more expensive, so the base cost. At level 7, the cooldown has been reduced. And then the Megamind level 20 deals less damage, but has a little bit more pierce. That's it. Then for Psy, last thing is that you no longer have more attack speed at level 2, and no longer have more Bloon destruction rate, and not even at level 5 you have the destruction rate. You're gonna have only now a little bit more attack speed at level 5. That's it. And then for Geraldo, just quality of life improvements. So you're gonna have now buff icons, how many rounds the buff is gonna last. That's pretty much it. And then here's some changes to the bosses. It's gonna be mostly, it's gonna make the bosses either easier to be destroyed, or they're gonna change. For example, here, once you reach the bleed threshold, instead of spawning 24 ceramics, it's gonna spawn 12 mobs. So it's gonna be like actually a lot harder. And you can see here, it's not gonna be mobs, but actually DDTs. So yeah, the very last tier is gonna be having DDTs and not mobs. And then here, some that Bloon, again, the shield, it's just a nerf, so the Bloon is gonna move slower when you have the shield up. So yeah, it's gonna move just slow, so you have more time to defeat it. And that's it. That's pretty much the patch notes. So yeah, in the next days, I will be playing the new maps, especially the Expo one. I think it's super interesting. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and see ya. Bye bye.